really important to me as somebody who has familial tremors, which makes me shake all the time, and that tends to lead to a lot of issues, especially with some games. But yeah, so I'm excited for this one. I try and watch it every year. I hope everyone is doing well.
Hello, and welcome to the 2026 Accessibility Summer Showcase. Now entering its fourth year, this event is still the only video game trailer showcase fully dedicated to highlighting trailers for games that have made an effort to be accessible to a wide range of disabled players. I'm Laura K.
Yep.
Gale, better known online as Laura K. Buzz. I'm a white woman with bright blue hair, shaved short on one side, wearing glasses and a deep blue dress.
Be right back.
I know you're here for the video game trailers, so I'm going to try and keep this introduction brief. Over the next 45 minutes or so, you're going to see a bunch of trailers for upcoming video games. Some of them are being made by disabled game developers, and all of them are being designed to be accessible to as wide a range of disabled players as possible. We can't promise that every video game in the showcase will be playable by every person tuning in, but our aim is to make sure that if a game seems exciting, you know up front whether or not you're going to be able to play it. Our hope is that for most of you tuning in, there will be at least a handful of games shown during the showcase that will have the correct mix of accessibility settings and features that you need to be able to play the game upon release. If you want to see most of today's games in one place, organised by accessibility support type, you can check out our Steam event page by going to bit.ly/Summer Showcase 2026. There you'll find demos for some of our games, as well as be able to wishlist any games that catch your eye. Our headline sponsors for this year's Accessibility Summer Showcase are Manycat Studios and TechRaptor. I'll have more information about both of our headline sponsors a little later in today's showcase. Until then, a huge thank you to both of them for their support. The Accessibility Summer Showcase is a non-profit event, and their support has been invaluable in allowing us to once again offer American Sign Language, British Sign Language, and audio-described versions of the showcase. Well, that's enough from me. Let's jump into the game trailers.
Hi, I'm Tommy, one of 3 stunning developers from Daydream Gallery, an indie game collective creating extremely cool and unique experiences. Trading Card Inspector is a quirky, hilarious take on the cozy job simulator for a job that doesn't and shouldn't exist. You'll be asked by the nefarious Habubis Corporation to value real cards and shred fake cards from their award-winning trading card game. Along the way, you'll make friends, collect a handsome paycheck, and unravel a grand corporate conspiracy. Our art style isn't just super slick, cool, and cute, it's high contrast by default, with 40 color palette options for you to unlock and choose from. You'll be able to pick out the colors you find easiest to see, or whatever colors you find cool. We've also added a pair of settings to increase the size of cards and memos, great for players using a small or handheld screen who may need assistance due to our 1-bit art style. We thought it was really important to avoid timed inputs. There can sometimes be a lot going on in Trading Card Inspector, so we wanted to give players all the time in the world to make the right choices, both in gameplay and in the story. There is one gameplay modifier that adds some challenge by slowly dissolving the valuation criteria on the card over time. If that's not your cup of tea, you can turn it off in the pause menu anytime and choose not to enable it in endless mode, with no penalty.
Sorry
All
about
you need
that.
to play Trading Card Inspector is a mouse, or any pointing device where you
back.
can left click and drag.
Just
It's as simple as that. You can also play this game with a controller
lack
or on
of
your Steam Deck.
gallbladder
In addition to the mouse
coming
controls,
in
you can also press the up,
to
down, left,
mess
and
me
right
up.
arrows on your keyboard or controller D-pad to change the value amount.
But I'm back.
In addition to all of that, we have custom volume controls as well, and a dedicated option to remove unwanted rotation from our cards, making them easier to read.
Ooh.
Big thanks to Laura for putting this showcase together every year and for letting us be a part of it. We hope to see you when Trading Card Inspector launches very soon, this June.
Welcome to Torment Hexus. A game about trying to fix the world,
Torment
one dead
Hexes.
CEO at a time.
I love
You're
that.
an ex-battle mage who has decided to solve the problem
Put them
of
in the
capitalism
Torment
by ejecting its
Nexus.
leaders out the nearest window.
Oh, except this time it's
Torment
Hexes.
Hexus mixes tactical roguelike combat and match 3 puzzling into a Magitech cyberpunk setting. Gameplay
But yeah,
is
for
turn-based,
those who don't
with no time
know,
pressure on any inputs.
A couple
It can be played with
years
a mouse,
ago, I had to
keyboard,
have
or gamepad.
surgery to remove
And of
my
course,
gallbladder.
Input bindings can be
That was
remapped.
fun.
Visual effects like scan lines and bloom can be disabled for increased visual clarity.
But I
And
am
for people with
back.
photosensitivity, we've added an option that swaps out the most intense visual effects with more simplified and subdued versions.
Ooh.
The most exciting thing we're trying to do with Torment Hexus is make it accessible to blind and low-sight individuals. The game exposes a running narration of events to the operating system, which can be vocalized by screen reading software like NVDA.
Ooh.
You at F7 with 39/100 health. Tile is threatened by Ghost Alpha at F3. Deleter Alpha at D7. You can move left to E7. You can move right to G7. You cannot move up to F6. Blocked by Fountain. You can move down to F8, but Tile is threatened by Ghost Alpha at F3. Wealth Mage Alpha at B1 with 20 health. Raptor Alpha at C7 with 15 health. Deleter Alpha at D7 with 20 health.
This is challenging work. The game has a lot going on, and it's difficult to present the information the player needs to know as a linear sequence of words. We're working with consultants in the accessibility community to iterate on the tech, and we hope that the final game will be one that everyone can play.
Yeah, because I was like, oh god, that's a lot of text to keep up with. I don't know if I could.
In Colorbound, color is more than just hue. In this palette
But
platformer,
heck
you
yeah,
play as
I'm
Anzu,
glad that
an
they're,
Aymara
you
boy
know,
on a
trying
journey to
to
reunite his
get
late
it to work,
grandfather's band.
though. It would be
Travel
cool if you
across
could
the
just,
diverse
like,
landscapes of the Andes,
section it,
solve
I
unique
guess.
color-based puzzles, and
Be like, what's
experience a
going on
heartwarming narrative steeped in
specifically
South
with
American
this
culture.
part of the game.
To keep the world vibrant while accommodating colorblind players, Colorbound includes 3 alternate color schemes. Protanopia and Deuteranopia corrected palettes may be useful to those with red-green colorblindness, while the Tratanopia corrected palette can help with blue-yellow colorblindness. For additional visual accessibility, players can disable camera shake, increase the size of the UI and cursor, and adjust resolution. Colorbound is designed to be approachable for players with limited mobility. Though there are some puzzles that involve timed inputs, they never require button holds or rapid presses. Full input remapping is available for keyboard, mouse, and controller. All mouse inputs can be remapped to keyboard controls, so the game is playable with just a keyboard. There are also presets for one-handed controls, allowing players to comfortably play the game with left or right hand alone. There are no time limits on puzzles or penalties for making mistakes. Most puzzles can be solved in only a few moves. If you ever get stuck, hints are available in all levels. Panpipe Studio, with support from Whitethorn Games, has worked hard to make the game as inclusive and accessible as it can be. We hope you will enjoy playing Colorbound, releasing later this year on PC and consoles.
Alan looks cute. Whoa, on everything, basically.
Hi there, my name is Elisabeth Siversen, also known as Arevia Online, and I am a disabled gamer and accessibility consultant from Norway. I'm a pale white woman in my 30s with dark blonde hair, wearing a green jacket and a white t-shirt. The next game that is coming up is the first big Norwegian game I have had the honor to be an accessibility consultant for. Working with the developers at Megapop has been an incredible experience, both due to the constant want to learn and adapt to new information, and due to the hope of making this the most accessible reef builder out there. From the first time I met the dev team at Megapop, it has been obvious to me that they
But yeah,
truly
this
value
showcase
and understand
is
the need for accessibility
very
in
important to
gaming.
me. Like
They
think
have
I've
tirelessly
seen
met
every
barrier I have
single
pointed out with
showcase that
creativity,
they've done. I
trying
think
to
I've been
expand
there
what
since the
accessibility can
beginning
be in
watching
this
these.
genre,
And
while at the same
first of
time
all, they're really
understanding
well
their
put
own
together with
limitations.
how
It
many
was
of these
especially impressive to
showcases
see
are
how Steve,
being made
UI,
now.
an
Like every year
accessibility
there's like
programmer,
more that I'm like,
worked
oh
with
my god,
making
there's
this game
even more
fully
now.
playable with both
that I've
a
never
controller
seen.
and mouse only,
Um,
developing an option
and
for
every single
on-screen camera
time,
control and zoom.
um,
And with that, let me introduce you all to the next game made by Megapop.
like I would say
and
that
out
this
now.
one is
This
still one of
is
the
Life
best
Below.
in like it's how it brings
This
it
is
all
Life Below,
together and
a
its
city builder that
composition
takes
and
place in the ocean.
everything.
A reef builder.
Accessibility
But-
has been a priority for us since the start.
The goal is to make Life
in
Below as
general,
fun and
it's
playable
just
for
really
anyone who wants to
important
play
for
it.
me
That means
because,
not just
as I
adding some
said,
settings, but trying to
I
bake
have
in
familial
accessibility
tremors,
into
makes
the
me
game
shake
itself.
all the time,
Let me
and
show you
so
what I mean.
movement
We can
can
start by
be a
picking
bit of a
difficulty
struggle,
mode.
like
We have
precise
peaceful,
movement, I
challenge,
should say.
and then we also have balance. We
been
of
that
course
way
have to
since
add
I
time
was
controls,
born.
and most people don't think of this as accessibility.
And so
but it
I
allows
love
you
the
to pace
fact
the game
that,
however
you know,
want. We also
people
have
are
some settings
advocating
related to that,
for
like pausing during
having
critical moments
accessibility
pausing when the
in
game is
video
unfocused,
games
like when your
and
cursor
trying to
leaves
make
the
it more
screen, or if
accessible
you're in a very
for all
complex
kinds of
menu.
different people.
We've also added a bunch of tooltips to help you guide through the game. My favorite example is when you're placing down buildings. The crawl is red, and it's explaining to me exactly why I can't place it here. We have a few UI settings, like changing the scale here, change the transparency of UI objects, and reduce the motion in case you get motion sick. You can control the camera sensitivity and the scroll sensitivity and a few other motion settings here. Life Below is compatible with pretty much anything that your computer
Oh my
recognizes
gosh,
as
I
a
love that
controller,
outfit.
something like a gamepad, but also like an Xbox adaptive controller. But you can also play the
Like,
entire
I
game
love
with
the-
just the mouse,
the
with the
sleeves
on-screen camera
specifically,
control
that's
setting,
cool.
which opens up the game to be played with the eye tracking technologies. We also can't forget about the rebinding menu, where you can rebind most actions, which lets you
Hi, the
infinitely
real
customize
Acker.
the way you
Welcome,
interact
welcome
with
to the
Life
stream.
Below. We've also
How's
got
it
other motor
going?
function-based settings in here, like input cooldown
I don't remember
and
what they
stance
said
time
the name
multi-selection.
of this was.
And we've been really
to
careful
be
about not adding any
honest.
QuickTime events or rapid button presses into the game. We are super proud of the features.
I
However,
was
there
too
are some
busy,
things we
like,
couldn't add.
giving my life
Text-to-speech
story
and high contrast UI
when they
modes will
introduced
sadly
this
not be
game.
available. The game is also stereo only, so you can't switch it to mono audio.
But
And
I
although
do
we
love
have
this
difficulty
outfit.
modes, you can't change these.
I
in the
want this
middle of the game.
outfit,
We felt like
honestly.
that was kind of important to mention. Okay, so to summarize,
Like, I
we
love
have
those sleeves.
custom time control with unique cognitive settings, UI scaling and reduced UI animations, motion sickness settings. The game can be played with just a mouse, but we offer a variety of control methods, and additional motor settings. We hope to see you in the reef in Life Below.
Oh. I guess it was called Life Below, maybe.
Enough wasting time. Let's get to work.
Hello, I'm Fabrice Breton, a French developer. You might know my previous game Brock the Investigator, an adventure game mixed with beat 'em up which has full accessibility to blind players. This is our new project Social Strays, made in collaboration with Cypher, an American friend, artist and writer. In this game, taking place
But
in
yeah,
the same
how's it
dystopian
going?
universe, we are exploring a group
I
of
hope you're
rat
doing
characters
well.
named Squealers in a visual novel focused on survival.
I'm kind of on
where
my
you make
own
choices
at the
that
moment,
matter with multiple
reacting to
endings.
this,
The game
because it
has
is kind of
full voice
early.
acting,
It is
and
on a
accessibility
weekday,
offers
and
narrative
I'm
menus,
just the
large
weirdo who
fonts,
called off from
hotspots
work
with
just to
arrow keys and
do
more.
Summer Game
I'll
Fest
add
stuff.
all the descriptions for the
Ooh,
release.
boy.
A demo is available on Steam, GOG and itch.io, and I invite you to wishlist Social Strays on Steam.
It's worse than I expected. What? Time's up. There's nowhere left to run to now, Chief.
Oh snap. I feel like rats are like the thing for this year. Like, are those meant to be rats? Maybe those aren't rats. I'm not sure. But so many games this year have utilized
Evie.
rats,
This is my
and
room.
like,
I like purple. People always say I see the world differently.
fair
Which
enough,
is
doing
weird,
great. I'm third
because
shift,
I
so
can
I
see
have
it
time
just
to stop
fine.
by and watch.
Oh,
Oh, heck
these are
yeah.
so crunchy.
Heck yeah.
Just hearing it and just smelling
You
it
love
and
to see
everything
it.
at once thing. That's the tricky part. But I have a system. My favorite
Yeah, that's the
pattern.
positive of
Why is it
having
here?
like these
You figure
showcases
out
kind
what
of
things
all
mean.
throughout the
You
day
put them in
these
the right
days.
order, and sometimes
People can catch
the
at
world
least
gets a
one
little
of
quieter.
these based on their
Canvas of
times
Thoughts
without
is
having to
built on
like
different ways of
compromise
experiencing the
everything
world.
else.
Yeah, I did most of it.
Sensory-aware gameplay and player-paced interactions.
Tick, tock, tick, tock.
Customizable accessibility settings, including colorblind support, and adjustable dialogue pacing.
Yeah.
A safe space
Oh,
to
thank
slow
you so
down,
much for the
still,
follow.
and
Thank you,
recover.
thank you.
Created alongside
Thank you, thank
neurodiverse
you.
community feedback.
Welcome, welcome.
I liked some parts.
I know that. You can focus really well sometimes.
Ich verstehe Liebe nicht. It
But
looks
thank
like
you so
someone
much
forgot
for the
his key. I need
follow.
to bring them in order.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh, McDonald's
But yeah,
had a
probably
fun
for the
year.
main event for
Why do you always
like the
draw
main
by
Summer
yourself?
Game Fest stuff. The squad is gonna
Because
show up for
it's
that, but
quieter.
usually for these early streams, it's just me hanging out. I was gonna watch it at work if I had no other choice. Makes sense. Makes
Wishlist
sense.
canvas of thoughts on Steam.
100%. It is fun to just like have in the background and
you're
just
enjoying the
chill,
show
and then when
so
there's
far.
like a game that you
I'm popping
are
in
like
briefly to
interested
tell you
in,
a
be
little
like,
bit more
oh,
about this year's headline sponsors.
maybe this game.
Many Cat
Maybe
Studios
this game will
and
work
Tech
for
Raptor.
us.
Many Cat Studios is a
Because
disabled-led accessibility
the first stream I
consultancy,
did for this year for
supporting
Summer Game
studios and
Fest
building
was
inclusive and
yesterday
accessible
in the
experiences
afternoon.
from
I
concept to
watched the
release.
women-led game
As a
showcase
disabled-led team,
and
many Cat Studios
got a
partners with the
couple
games industry to
interesting
create
games
more
from
accessible
that
games,
one added
ensuring
to
that
my
players of
wish
all
list,
abilities can
including
participate
one
in their
that I
love
was
of
able to
gaming.
just automatically
The
add
studio
to my
operates
Steam
with
because it was
authenticity
free. I
and a
didn't know it
commitment to a healthy,
existed, but I think it
sustainable
might
remote
be
work culture.
a good stream to
TechRaptor.net
play, like
is
a
a
good
games
game to
media
play with
website,
friends,
founded back
which I
in
might do
2013, that
the
publishes
next
high-quality
VN
news,
night.
reviews, opinions, features, and guides for both video games and tabletop games. As someone who has been a staff writer, freelancer,
It was
and
called
editor
Draw
at a
Draw
number of major
Pass,
games
and
media
like the
websites over
basis
last decade,
behind it was
I
like
can vouch for the
you and
quality
your
of writing
friends
and
like
reporting over
collectively
on
try and draw something,
have a firm
and one
anti-AI
of your
stance,
other friends
but a
has to
portion of
like
their
guess
profits
what the
each year
drawing
towards
is supposed to
supporting
be.
great
So kind
You
of like
can find their
charades,
coverage
but
at
like group
techraptor.net.
charades.
I imagine by the time you're seeing this, there'll already be a great write-up of the 2026
So I put that on my
Accessibility Summer Showcase
Steam
live on the
already.
website.
We'll
Thanks
probably
again to
play
both
it at
Minicat
some point with the
Studios
squad.
and TechRaptor for their support of this year's showcase. Their support has made our accessible adapted showcase variants possible. Anyway, time to get back to the game trailers.
Hi, I'm Yamako, a solo indie game developer, and I make games under the name ./badgames.zip. This is my first project, released last October,
gosh, I love that
an
name.
Unplayable Game. It's a short puzzle platformer that's about accessibility settings in video games, with half an hour of developer commentary that's unlocked when you reach the end. The game is designed to fully accommodate players who typically can't play platformers because of the dexterity and timing that's required to play them. It's only about 15 minutes long at most to avoid fatigue, and
Oh,
it was
shoot.
designed for comfortable mouse-only single-button controls, or gamepad
That's
with a
pretty
virtual
short.
cursor if you prefer. You won't need to hold down any buttons or keys, as it's completely beatable with only short presses. You also don't need to worry about dealing with tight timing, even on difficult jumps. There are game speed settings that let you play entirely at your own pace with no timed input whatsoever. For those that might have issues reading the game's stylized pixel font, there's also a toggle to switch it to Atkinson Hyperlegible, which is a sans serif font with a focus on distinct letter forms.
I like it
As
when
a final
games
note,
actually
the main
have
menu
that
does
option
include an
to like
ongoing
change
static noise,
the
but
font.
for those who are bothered by those repetitive noises, there's a prompt
As someone
to
who
mute that
plays a
sound
lot
effect
of like
completely
indie games,
before you
especially
even
indie
reach the
horror
main menu for the
games,
first
that
time.
can be
So,
like
if you don't
pretty
wanna hear it,
helpful
you
because
never have
sometimes
to.
you're just playing and you're like, I can't read what
An Unplayable Game
is
was
going
a
on
huge
the
passion
screen
project
at
for me,
all.
and I truly hope you enjoy it. So far, it's been nominated for 3 awards, and even won an award for Most Innovative Game at a local indie game showcase event.
Aww.
It also has a 94% very positive review score on Steam, and it's free, downloadable on Steam or playable in browser on Itch.io.
Hey,
Thank you for your
Itch.io
time and for
shout
your
out
interest in
once
an unplayable
again.
game. Now, please
You love
enjoy
to see
the
it.
rest of the showcase.
I need to go back on Itch.io and play some more Itch.io games because I haven't done that in a hot minute.
That drops you into car chases straight out
I used to literally just like go randomly in the tags and just like play random games. Like I made it like a whole like I gamified playing Itch.io games where like I would just go into a random tag and pull random games and kind of have like
number of
a
police,
wheel
and traffic density
of
are
like, what am I
available.
gonna play next for
For the
you
campaign,
guys?
the story so far recap is offered, but no spoilers here. Moving on. Story
But
missions
I've
include
played so
voice dialogue
many
to drive the plot and
because of
feed the
that, like
objectives.
just random
The
games
volume
that
of
I
dialogue,
would just
music, and sound
stumble
effects can all be
upon
adjusted
and be like,
separately,
oh, that's
and
actually kind of
subtitles are on by
interesting.
default. Tongue tags can
And I
be
kind of want to
enabled
do
that
it
flag up if a
again,
character is
but
angry
haven't
or
had a
being
chance in a
sarcastic,
long
for
while because
example.
I'm so busy with work and everything.
Minimalist,
But yeah,
white text
Ichio
on black
goaded,
fits
so
the neon noir
true,
aesthetic,
so
but it can be
true.
tweaked for visibility. There is
Also,
an
this
option
looks
to simply
fun,
increase
actually.
the size of all UI elements on screen, as well as a toggle to black text on white. For gameplay itself, Vision Assist will emphasize obstacles and gameplay elements. Objectives, threats, and rivals are always color-coded, so you know what you're dealing with. The color codes can be customized for a palette with
This is
colorblindness
reminding me
friendly
of
options.
something, but I can't
Highway Noir is
remember
fast and chaotic,
what
but
it's
even
reminding me
here,
of. I
help
think
is at
it's
hand.
reminding me of like a
game
Flash
speed
game
slider
that I
allows you to
played
slow down the
like
action,
ages
giving you
ago.
more
There was
room
like
to
a
breathe.
Flash game that had like
That
a
action can be
similar
controlled by keyboard, controller, or even
gameplay and
mouse alone.
style to
All of
this.
these settings can be
It
used
was very
independently
short.
to give you maximum
I think
control
I
over
beat
your
it.
experience. Make the road your battleground and take down the conspiracy.
I may
in
have to
whatever
go
way
back
works
to
for
like
you.
my Flash
Highway
game
Noir is out
streams
now
to
and
find
available
whatever
on
the
Steam.
game was.
In Jigrift, the world is a giant jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
Play as Bert, a castaway on a mythical
Highway Noir
island
did
that is
look really
broken into many
good.
pieces. Connect
That game
puzzle
looked
pieces
like
to
a lot of
explore new
fun.
paths, discover hidden items, and reassemble
I
the
really
scattered
do
world.
love like
Just like life on the tropical island
driving
you washed ashore on.
games.
The
Weirdly
game
enough,
moves
I
at
don't
a
like
relaxed,
driving in real
stress-free
life.
pace.
Every time I have to
Complete
drive in real
puzzles
life, I'm
and
like,
platforming
oh,
sections without
not
any
again.
time limits
But
or
in video
punishments for
games,
failure.
it's fun.
There are no quick time events, long button holds, or rapid presses. As you reassemble Jigrift Island, you'll meet the three-eyed frogs who call it home. If you ever get stuck on a puzzle, some of them might
Oh,
be
it's
able to give you a
frogs.
hint.
Zach would
Progress
hate this.
dialogue at your own speed,
And my
repeat
coworker
conversations as
friend at
often as
work
you
would
need.
hate this
For
too.
example, you can replay the tutorial by talking
But
to
this
Henriette
looks
in
really
her house on the
cool.
starting
I
island.
like the
Free binding is
concept of
available for
like
keyboard and controller inputs.
having
You can separately invert
jigsaw
controls for
pieces and
camera
you kind of
movement,
add on to
zoom,
the
and
world
puzzle piece
slowly,
movement.
like slowly
There are a
discover
few
the world by
options to help with
building it.
visual
I think it's
accessibility.
very
Choose
very
between 4
interesting of
cursor
a
sizes:
concept.
small, default, large, and extra large. Swap between light or dark mode for text boxes. Increase the field of view to see more of the world, or decrease it to reduce distractions in your periphery. The teams at Empty Castle and Whitethorn Games are so excited to share Jigrift with you. Look forward to the release later this year on PC and consoles.
That's cute. I like that a lot.
Hi, I'm Colo. I'm a disabled gamer and content creator, and you can find me primarily on Twitch, but in all of the other places under the name Hello, it's Colo. When thinking about why games accessibility is important to me, it's a really interesting one because actually, it's not really about the games. Hear me out. It is about the games. I love gaming. Gaming is my job, it is my hobby, it is my community. It is about the games, but actually it's more than that. When a game is accessible for me, it's about being included. It's about being invited, being acknowledged.
Honestly, when
it's about
when it does get close to that like initial D aspect, then it's kind of fun. Like I don't really like driving, but I do like driving when
to me
I'm like on the highway and I'm able to go like super
It's
fast down the highway.
A recognition. It's
And my music is like blasting, and it does end up feeling like an initial D moment, like I'm in an anime.
Games accessibility is important to me.
So I definitely
because it
get
allows me to
that,
do
but
something
when I'm like on the regular streets and
have
I'm having to deal with other drivers and they're getting in my face, and I'm like, oh,
to feel
then I don't really like driving so much.
And also to.
So it depends, really. I love driving when it's like I have like some open road and I can just zoom down the road and have my music blast. Then it's fun. Then it's a good time.
Accessible. Thank you. It doesn't go unnoticed.
It really doesn't,
I'm
as she
Talon,
said.
and I was one of the judges on the Games for Blind Gamers 5 Game Jam. as all of the previous
As somebody
jams, this one was a
who
blast, and I
has
want to talk you through some of the
Essential
games
Tremor
that
and shakes
came
all the
out of this
time,
jam. We had a lot of groups this time
I do
around as
like
well,
the
so
fact that a lot of
quite
games
a
kind of
big
have
fewer
stuff
solo
built in
developers,
to
which is
help
always great to
with
see.
like
And nothing illustrates this
unsteady
more than the
hands.
top two
Like a lot
games
of
that were selected by the
games
judges
are
for the
specifically
Games for Blind
built that
Gamers Jam
even
5.
if
The
you
top spot is
have
taken by
like if
Valencia
you're
Tales.
like first
And
person or
this one is an
whatever and
ambitious
you
game,
need to
and
like
it's heavily
look
inspired by
around
The
and
Legend of
stuff in
Zelda,
first person and you
it
have like
basically
that
ticks
open
all of the boxes.
how should I put it?
It's a first-person
Like ability to
action
look
adventure
around and
game
stuff.
where your
A
goal
lot of
is to
games,
save
especially
Valencia
like
from
the big
clutches of
ones, but
evil.
even a lot of
You do
like
this
the
by
indie ones
utilizing,
have
your
like
divining
stuff
rod, which
built
basically
in
lets
to
you
like
see
help
what's around you
like
in the
avoid
world,
getting
so you
like
can turn around and it will tell you what's
nauseous
in
and
front of
stuff
you and
while
what's
looking
around you.
around
It has
when you don't
features
really
for
have
locking
steady
onto
hands.
different things like landmarks or
That like
buildings
movement
or
sensitivity
waypoints.
and it's like built in
And,
like you
uh,
don't
it
even
also helps you
necessarily
with
have to
combat,
go
so it tells
into
you
the
how far away
settings
you
and
are
like
from an
fix
enemy.
it. A lot of
And
times
all
like
of
you
these
start up
things
the game and it's
happen in the
already at
game
like a
world.
good place
There's
to
no separate
help with that.
fighting modality or anything like that. The story is really nice, and there's a bunch of cutscenes, and there are
I love that
boss
they're
fights with different
going off of
mechanics
what's
for
being
different
talked about here.
bosses.
I love that there is a lot
puzzles,
of games
small
that
puzzles
are
you have
like
to solve to
built
progress from
specifically
one
for
area to
people
another.
who
And for a
have
game made in such a
like
short time, there's a surprising amount of variety
who are
in there,
either blind
together
or
with
have
the
low
music and
vision.
the area descriptions
Like it's
and
been a
all of
thing
the
actually for a
dialogue.
while. Like I remember
was a very
years and
enjoyable
years
experience,
ago,
and I was
I was able
definitely
to find like a
surprised
bunch of games
to
specifically
play
for
it
that
as
even back then.
game
And I think that's
for
really
the
cool
Games
that
for
people
Blind
are
Gamers
willing
Jam.
to like do that for something
my chicken
that a
finder.
medium that is so
Have I
known
never
for
shown you
being
before?
a visual
It's this rod
medium.
that helps me find my chickens when they get out. It looks mighty fancy, but I'm pretty sure that's all it does, finds chickens.
We tend to not get these kinds of games very heavily, especially not these ambitious kinds of games. But we got multiple of them this year because number 2 in the list is Impulse Response, which is a game oozing with atmosphere and amazing voice acting and a gripping story, which I don't want to spoil too much because I think both of these games are definitely worth playing through.
I
It's a
love the fact that
first-person
Itch.io
puzzle game,
has
I would
the
say. There's a
game
number of
jam
puzzles
stuff. A
which
lot
get
of like
progressively
some of
more
my favorite
difficult
games have come
as you
from
play through the
game
game.
jams,
And with
to be honest.
each one you complete, you unlock more of
Um,
the story, which is basically told by your characters.
Which once again
as
reminds
you
me, I
progress
gotta go
through
back
the
on
game.
Itch.io and
You
just start
uncover
playing
clues as
random
you go.
games
It's a
on there and see
horror-themed
what I can
game, so
find. Because
the music and the voice acting, all of the sound
definitely
effects
there's
match
always
that
like a lot of really
atmosphere
cool and
perfectly.
unique stuff
And this
on
one
there
has a special mechanic
that
where
I want to check
the
out.
acoustics of the room are actually modeled in code.
I gotta do
So
that
you
again
hear
at
the
some
reverb
point.
where the room opens up. You have a mechanic where you can basically
It's just
tap
hard
or,
with like
tap your foot,
having a
and it will
full-time
play a
job
click
now
sound,
to do
which
the
will
stuff that I
then
used
echo
to be
through
able
the
to do
room
pretty
and tell you where
easily,
you can go
especially
and where you
when
cannot.
like the pandemic hit. I had a lot of time on my
Okay,
hands
okay, shut up,
to
Yellow
just like play
Log in
video
success.
games that I don't
Engineer
really
keys.
have
Quinn,
anymore.
Welcome. Please complete health check. Yeah, health check, then I can get out of the cryo room.
There's a fair number of logic puzzles in this, and I found those to be very enjoyable. Number 3 in the list is Delver's Folly, and this is quite a different game, but it's no less ambitious. It's a roguelike where you basically navigate through a dungeon. You're trying to find the boss. Every time you move to a different section of the dungeon, you get to choose from a list of 3 rooms, which it could be. A lot of these rooms have different properties and different things that they can do. For example, you can grow things if you have the prerequisite rooms linking to it, or you have a chain which is unbroken to that room. For example, water.
That's cool.
You can search for materials in each room, or for keys or other things. And there's a lot of variety in this game. This one you can also play for a very long time, and there's a lot of replayability in this. There's also amazing voice acting in this.
Oh,
which
so
gives
it's
the
kind of
game
like
a lot of character. I highly
Blueprints.
recommend you play this one if you like this kind of game. Number 4 is a game made by one of our regulars, Shift Backtick. In Omega Reach, you explore the universe. You are the curator of a conservatory, and you're tasked with finding instruments and interesting facts about planets and their surrounding space. There's a ton of content here, and you can play each of those instruments. And maybe it also
Whoa.
has a
I'm
dungeon
like
of its own to
looking at
explore.
this
Some
visual
fun
and I'm
little
like,
characters,
whoa.
and the writing is definitely very unique and definitely very Shift Backtick. So if you love their games, you should absolutely play this one also. All of the sound design is synthesized in real time, but where most of Shift Backtick's games are first-person games, this one is a little bit of a different perspective. And number 5 is Fourfold Onslaught, a wave-based first-person zombie shooter with fantastic audio and lots of ways to upgrade your character as you play. The sound design in this one is fantastic, lots of binaural audio goodness, and it definitely gets quite challenging as time progresses. There are so many games in this game jam that I think are worth playing, so I don't really have the time to go through all of them. But some notable mentions: And Then She Slept, which I would classify as a kind of Five Nights at Freddy's style game where you protect your sister from evil monsters and help her to fall asleep. Toasty, which is a fun little card game where you have to make toast and not sandwiches. Tape Memories, where you zoom in on different tracks of different audio to figure out what happened last night, and many, many, many more. We've had 35 entries in total, from maze games to visual novels,
it all reminds
reaction
me,
games, side-scrolling platformers.
like one of the main,
some games were more of a prototype, some were finished.
games
so it was
without
a
visuals.
nice
I know
bunch
I've
of different
played,
things this time
or at
around.
least I
This was also the
know
first
about.
Games for Blind Gamers
There was like
jam
one
that
like years
happened after
ago
Godot
where
added access kit integration to their
like
games and the
basically
editor. And this
the
is an
main
exciting
characters
development
wake
because
up
it
and they
means that
can
for
no
the
longer
first time,
see.
blind people actually get access to
But there's like a
fully
monster,
featured game engine
and so
without
you're like having to
write
like
everything by hand
deal
or
like
use
solve the
code
mystery of
first
like what's
frameworks.
going on
This
and
should
why there's
open
like a
up
monster and all this
exciting
other stuff.
new
I don't really remember what it was
collaboration
called, but it was
avenues in the
interesting.
future, because before now it was pretty difficult for blind and sighted developers to collaborate together if the sighted developers were already used to an engine-based workflow. So if you are a developer and you're thinking of making something like this, or if you're interested in audio games, or if you're blind and you want more games to play, I would highly recommend checking out the Game Jam and all of the previous Game Jams and keeping feelers out for
I
any
love the
future
fact
game
that
jams.
we
Anyway,
have all these
that's it
different
from me,
game jams
and,
on
I
itch.io.
hope
It's
this
so
was interesting to
cool.
you.
Like the Yume Nikki game jams. I love those because I
Hello
love
again,
Yume
everyone.
Nikki
I hope you're
fan
continuing
games.
to enjoy
and
this year's
Yume Nikki, of
Accessibility
course.
Summer Showcase. I'm just popping in quickly to
So
let you know
anytime there's
that
a new
Art
game
Asset
jam for
production
that,
the
which they do
showcase
it
this
like
year is
every
sponsored by
year,
Riot Rocket, a queer art
it's
group
always
collective
fun.
that
Though I
blends
haven't
elements
checked
of
out the latest
psychopop and
ones, I don't
circus
think,
dance
so
in their
I'll
live
have to check
performances.
those out definitely
Here's
as
a brief snippet of
part
one
of
their
my
songs,
getting
Circadian
back
Rhythm.
into itch.io and playing the games.
Gorgeous dolls, grotesqueries, we welcome you to a lovely evening with Riot Rocket. Feast your eyes on wonderful sights you'll see tonight. Bang, bang, can't shoot me down. Bang, bang, here comes another round. Bang, bang.
I missed why we're listening to this, so this is kind of like hit me out of left field.
Their debut album, Idiot's Avant-Garde, is out now. You can find a link to it down in the video description.
Hello everyone, we are the Ludenio team, and this is us in the game we're currently developing. It's called Super Weird. In this game, you and your friends, or all by yourself, control little robots, and you have an infinite number of them, but they are of very poor quality. They can walk, mine, carry stuff, craft various things, and fight. We are able to improve them, and we can program them, but the robots are of such poor quality that they don't even remember their own program and only execute the single command they encounter. For example, to mine, or to carry wood, or to use various items we've made for them. And this is how we build our massive automated system in a fragmented world. We're rebuilding it piece by piece, and these pieces are locations
Hey,
where
it's
we can
another
discover
one of those
new
games where
resources,
you're literally
advanced
building the
technologies,
world
and even
as
fresh
it
sources of robots.
goes-
In the
as
end,
it goes
our
on.
system can help us defeat the main mega
It's always
robot.
interesting.
That's why our system needs to be reliable and efficient. We want the world of Super Weird to be open to everyone, and to make it happen, we're focusing on these accessibility options. The interface is easy to adjust. You can increase menu contrast or choose a color profile that best fits your vision. To help you stay focused, the cursor and tooltips can be scaled up, so important details are always in clear view. Neutral speech synthesis is available for interface and dialogues.
Upgrade yourself. Let's show those tin cans they're not any better than living beings.
You're free to choose the most comfortable look for your hero. Every color scheme is designed to be easily readable in-game.
Hey, that's
Controls are fully remappable. And instead of holding down buttons,
any
you can
game
simply
that
set your
has
direction with a single click.
character customization
Everyone
in
is welcome
any
in the world of
sort
Super
of
Weird.
degree is already
build
a
it together.
positive.
Hey everyone, I'm super excited to tell you a bit about Hurdles, our Spyro and Zelda inspired adventure game where
Though
you play
I
as a
will
magical
say,
dog.
so
We are a
last
small team of 3 people
weekend
at
the
the
game
core,
that we
and
played
the hero
for
of our
Vienna
game is actually
was
inspired by a real-life companion.
Doggo!
From the start, we wanted accessibility to be part of our design philosophy instead of
I
something
love
we only think about at the end.
I
One
love
conscious
him.
choice
Look
we
at
made was
him.
to keep the controls consistent throughout the game.
Oh,
You do not level up
the
or unlock new
doggo.
powers. Instead, you rescue magical creatures called Hurdles, and they give you contextual abilities while keeping the control scheme the same. They let you bounce, glide, break walls, swim up waterfalls, and more.
I
New
love the
hurdles open
doggo.
up
He's
additional
so
paths
cute.
through our world, and they allow for all sorts of emergent gameplay. There are
That's
always multiple
adorable.
ways to progress, so where you go and what you choose to do is completely
I
up to you.
saying?
We also have puzzles
don't
in our
remember
game.
what I was talking
But if a puzzle does not
about.
work for you, we do not want that to be a barrier. You can get hints, disengage easily, or use options including auto-solving the puzzle. There is no combat or death in Hurdles. So if you miss a jump and fall down, you do not just respawn at the top and have to try again. Instead, you continue on your way and you might even discover something new, something you might have missed if you had made the jump. Speaking of jumping, we added options like platform snapping and ledge guard. For some players, these can make platforming less frustrating, and for blind and low vision players, options like these can be essential to making the game playable at all. We
Yep.
already have a lot of accessibility features in the game. Things like a high contrast mode that lets you define the colors, but also sliders for brightness, contrast and saturation. Options that let you play one-handed, or give you more control over character mechanics like changing how jumping or running works. Other options help with different types of motion sickness. We generally try to provide as many ways as we can to let you customize the experience to your needs.
So the
One of our
crazy
favorite
thing
features is that everything
I've
that is a toggle in the options menu can be
so
mapped to a button.
typically I can play games
So,
for
for
long
example,
periods of
if
time
you
and
only
be
need high contrast
fine.
in certain situations,
but I have
you can bind it to a
experienced
button.
like actual
Then you
like
just turn it on when you
sickness
need it,
from playing
do the
games
thing, and
like
turn it
just
off
a
again
few
afterwards.
times.
We want accessibility to be accessible during play, not hidden away in menus. Starting today, we are running a closed playtest with a focus on
Like,
accessibility and would really appreciate your
Bubsy
feedback.
3D,
You can sign
that
up now
game
at playhurdles.com.
made me sick to
The
play.
website
Like it's
also has a
it's
list
one of the
all
few
current
games
accessibility
where
options
I
available in the
literally
game.
could not
If Hurdles
play it. Like
seems
I'm the type
interesting
of
to you,
person
please consider wishlisting and joining
where
our community.
I don't really care if a game is a bit janky
Realm of
as
Light,
long as
a
it's
game
like
of thoughts,
playable all the
plays
way
with inclusion,
through
representation, and
and
accessibility.
enjoyable to some
It's made by
extent
me,
that I'm
a
fine with
disabled
it. But
developer,
Bubsy
to share some
3D I
experiences
literally
and
could not
insights.
play it through
You can
because
expect easy controls,
after just a
light
little bit of
mechanics,
playing it
and
on
heavy
stream,
topics.
I legitimately
Mind
felt
is
like I was
discover
gonna
a
throw up. I don't know
totally
what it
typical
is
girl
about that
fulfilling
game,
momentous,
but something
listening to
about it like
memories and making
made
decisions
made
that
me
don't
super
really have good answers.
nauseous.
If it sounds
That
difficult,
game,
maybe
and
you
there's
can
like a
relate to the
couple
struggle,
indie games, like
and
very
perhaps
few,
even
but there's like
benefit
definitely a
from one of the
couple
aids
that
you
like
can find
make
as you
me
go for a
that
room.
made me sick while playing it.
I don't want
And
to
I
take
can't
that
tell
challenge
you
away
what
from
it
you,
is about
but I do want you to
that
make
game
informed
versus
decisions
like
about your own
other
mental
like
health.
first person or
The premise
like
and topics of the game are
games
described
like
in detail,
that.
so you can read up on what to expect.
Because most of the
Content
time
docs
I'm
will give you a
fine.
heads
Like
up
I can
about
play
sensitive
like
issues
something like Risk of
for each mentor
Rain
that you can find.
or Left 4
And if you
Dead
don't want to listen
2
to the
or a bunch
emotional
of other
retrospectives,
games, and I'm totally
you can choose to
fine.
mute the voiceover,
But
even
there's just
skip
like
as
a
many of the
few
memories
that
as
I'm
you
like,
want.
oh, now I'm nauseous,
But
and I wonder what it
still a game
is,
to struggle
what
with your
the
feelings,
difference is
and not a game to struggle against my controls.
that leads
So by
to
design,
like
it's
such a
very
varied
accessible for players with motor
experience in
disabilities.
terms of
It's a walking simulator,
whether I
so
feel
no
like I'm
complex
gonna
input
throw
required.
up while playing.
You can always save and come back later. And
I'm
why
still
there's
mad that I
one
don't really
rush
remember
story
what I was
decision
talking
for you
about
to make,
before the dog. The dog
you can
really
help
threw
yourself
me
in the
off.
settings if you really want
I
to
saw the
experience
cute dog and that was it.
time-sensitive
My brain
timeline.
like totally reset.
In terms of
I
sensory
don't remember what I
accessibility,
was talking
I ensure
about.
legibility through good fonts, good contrast, and proper scaling by default. If you need more control, you can adjust audio levels, reduce motion overall, reduce gesture head bobbing, apply high frequency filters. And if my selection of legible fonts doesn't meet your needs, you can just use one from your system configuration instead. Sadly, some of my original plans, especially full screen reader support, a simplified control scheme, and closed captions, did not yet work out. But you can
Aww.
play the game blind with an assistant, and all important dialogue is always displayed via text. It's an imperfect game with an imperfect character by an imperfect developer. But hey, it's on theme, and I'm honest about it. An extensive list of supported features, planned features, and known issues is linked on our store page.
Hi everyone, my name is Leo. My pronouns are they, them, and I am a disabled gamer and accessibility advocate. Gaming accessibility is important because everyone should be able to access the self-care and social benefits of gaming. Games have connected me with so many wonderful people, including my husband and many of my friends. I cherish memories of meeting new people and connecting with others through a love of gaming. When I first
oh my
became
gosh, I
disabled,
see the Rowlet
I
back
was
there.
worried I would not be able to participate in those activities anymore because I could no longer use a standard video game controller. However, thanks to the work of incredible accessibility advocates before me, I've still been able to play many video games and make new memories. I'm thankful to the game developers in this showcase that have made accessibility a priority. If a game is made accessible for even just one more person, it makes a world of difference. I can't wait to see what this year in accessible gaming brings.
Hello again, I'm Yamako, and I'm a solo developer making games under the name /badgames.zip, and this is Piecewise. It's my second game, and I tried to keep it pretty simple.
I see multiple Goombas, gotta jump on them, exactly.
Though puzzles might be a bit of a stretch, the goal is to put
exactly.
each
I
of these
was
shapes in its
constantly
matching slot.
looking in the background as well, being like, oh, look at all those.
That's where the skill expression.
That's why immediately I'm like,
Rowlet. Now, there's quite a lot of shapes and quite a lot of slots, and you've got limited time to get it done. And only your first try each day will get ranked on the online leaderboards. Everything after that is just practice.
I still,
and
speaking of Goombas and Mario and all that, I actually, I've seen the, I watched the first Mario movie when it came out in theaters. Like, I saw it in theaters, and I enjoyed it and stuff, but I have not seen the new, like, the second one, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I have not seen it,
and
even now, after all this time.
When you play Piecewise. You can fully
it's
customize
crazy.
the time
I do
limit
have
to fit your
because
skill level,
one of my
since everyone's
coworker
different.
friends
But no matter what,
has been
you'll wanna
getting a
make
lot
sure
of the
that
Happy
time limit
Meals
is
from
challenging
like
for you. Your chosen time limit will determine a multiplier
McDonald's
that
and
gets applied
getting
to
like the
your
toys
raw
from
final
it.
time.
I do have like
In other words, the
the Happy Meal Peach toy for the Super Mario Galaxy. I have that in my room,
so don't set
but
the limit too low, or you'll fail, and
in
your
terms
run
of
won't be
actually
ranked.
seeing the
But
film,
don't
I
set
haven't
it too
seen it, and
high
weirdly enough, I
either, as too
haven't
much of a
seen
safety net
that.
means that your
Like
multiplier
with
will
the
be
first
worse.
one, I saw tons of
So
stuff
instead of me
online for
making
it. The
static
sequel,
difficulties,
I haven't
each
seen
player gets
as
to set their own
much
level of
for
challenge,
it, which
and you're
is like
encouraged to make it as
interesting.
hard as possible
At
to
least
get the
for
best
me.
times.
I don't
If you
know,
think you can
maybe
beat the
it's
board in
just
30 seconds,
my
you've
algorithm
got
didn't
one
lead to it. I don't
shot
know.
to prove
I
your
never
skills.
watched any of them.
There
That's
are
fair.
daily
That's
online
totally fair. I will
leaderboards for
say
each board
the
in the
first
game,
one,
if you like
I
competition,
saw it. I
but
thought it
they're
was
not
really good.
The focus.
I
There's
enjoyed it a
full
lot.
records browser for you to track your own personal skill improvement.
Both
And
that
in the
one
full version
and
of the
the
game,
Mario
I'll be
movie
adding
that came
bonus
out in the
modes for even
90s.
more
Like that one,
offline
I
content.
also like,
And
but
finally,
like
let's
as
talk
a
accessibility to round things
like it's
out.
not that
Aside from the
great of a
flexible
film, but I
difficulty,
still
the
love
game's
it in
colors
my
are
heart
calculated to always guarantee
because of
high
the jank
contrast,
of it.
even though the
I
colors
just think
change
it's a lot
daily.
of fun.
On the topic of visuals, you're also able
I've
to
seen
turn
that one,
off
the
the
live
floating
action one
shapes
a
in the
lot,
background in case that constant
and I
movement back there
enjoyed it.
causes any
But
kind of motion
the first
sickness.
one,
It'll instead be replaced
the
with a
first
static,
anime one
solid color
is a pretty
background.
good film. I enjoyed that one too.
There's also
but
an
yeah,
alternate
I still have to
toggle-based
see
control
the
scheme
sequel.
for players who might
Hopefully
have trouble
one day.
holding down the buttons. And,
One
of course,
day.
an alternate font if you don't like the pixel text. And there's full controller support, alongside a mouse-only control scheme that supports one-handed play. It's a simple game, but I'm really proud of it. I had a great time making it, and I hope you like it. The demo is out now on Steam, with an itch.io web build coming soon, and the full game releasing soon after that. For updates and news, you can find badgames.zip on Patreon to get important info sent straight to your email for free. And I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching my trailer. This took way too long to make, but I hope I explained everything well enough and made it understandable. I hope
But
you
yeah,
liked the
that
trailer,
first
and
Mario
I
game,
hope you thought
and
my game
also
looked fun.
all of the
So,
live
thanks
action
for watching
Sonic
again,
movies
and
that have
take
been
care.
coming out. I think all of those
Gather
are really
your
good
allies,
too.
Eliminate angels. Transform
Definitely,
into a
we're getting a
magical
lot
girl,
more like
slay
actually
God.
quality video game
In Colonel
films
Hearts,
compared to
fight
the
your way
past,
through
where a lot of them were
angel-infested
kind
domains
of
alone or in a team of up to 4 players. Mix and match your attacks, spells, and movement in each
lot
run
more
to unleash
better
devastating combos on enemies.
video game adaptations, definitely.
The developers at Ephemera
I mean, it's
Games,
hard.
in collaboration
It's hard
with Whitethorn
to
Games, have
adapt
designed Colonel
video
Hearts
games.
to challenge longtime action
Like
RPG
every single
fans,
art
while being a
medium has
welcoming
its own like
experience for
strengths
players
and
new to the
weaknesses,
genre.
like things that
There
it
are
can
3
do that other
difficulty
art
levels.
mediums can't
Story,
do,
for those
and that's
who
what
prefer a
makes
less
adapting
intense,
things
more
hard, because
narrative-focused
when you adapt
experience.
something, whether it's from
Normal,
a novel
the
to a
default
TV
balanced
show or a novel
experience,
to a movie
and
or a
Sinner,
video game
a
to
hardcore
a
mode for
book
those
or a
looking
video
for an
game
extra
to
challenge.
a TV series
Every
or a
rest
movie
area
or
includes a
whatever,
playroom,
there's gonna
where
be
players can
like
practice movement and attacks at their leisure.
differences between like
To
what
make
each
inputs
genre
easier to
can
remember,
and can't
there's
do
an option to keep a
that
list of
make
controls
it
visible on the left side of the screen
kind
at
of a
all
challenge
times.
to adapt.
Full remapping is
And
available for keyboard
if you're
and
not
controller.
willing to like take the time
Players
to
can separately
really
adjust the sensitivity of the
deal
left
with
and right
those
analog
changes
sticks,
and
invert their X and Y
obstacles,
axes, and
it
enable or
can
disable
lead to some
vibrations.
pretty
There are a variety
pretty
of
bad
options for visual comfort.
adaptations.
Toggle motion blur.
You kind of do have
bloom,
to, you know,
and screen
change
shake
some
effects
things
to
around a
reduce
bit
eye strain while
to make
traversing
it
the
work.
overworld.
You can't do a
Text
one-to-one
boxes are high
because
contrast with
it'll
white
be
text on dark
impossible.
gray backgrounds. In multiplayer, each player can advance dialogue at their own pace, and combat won't begin until all players are ready. Check out the public demo available now, and please
Hey.
look forward to the full release of Colonel Hearts this fall on Steam, the Epic Games Store, the Microsoft Store,
I like
PlayStation
the
5,
character designs
Xbox
for
Series
this one.
S
It looks
and X,
cool.
and Nintendo Switch 2.
I still have to get the Switch 2. I need to definitely
Fishbowl
get
is a
it.
slow and tender narrative game
Ooh!
about dreams, grief, and hope.
Fishbowl!
Rediscover your memories and find your way into the present in
This
intimate
game
experience
is
where
important
slice
to
of
me
life
because
meets surreal.
I actually
In
talked to the
Fishbowl,
developers of this
21-year-old
game
Aloe gets
a
her
couple
first
years
job in a new
back.
city and lives by herself
Um,
while grieving her grandma's death.
I interviewed them
rediscover
because they wanted
memories
me
of
to
Aloe's
write an
childhood
article
by
about
sorting
them,
through her
and this
late
was
grandma's
like,
things.
so I
Take your
used to
time
work
to
for
take in
Screen
each
Rant
object.
for a period of
There are no
time. Don't
time
ever
limits here. You can
do
also
that
choose to skip
because
the puzzles
that was
entirely.
awful, but I
Fishbowl
did
is a
do
visual
that.
novel about becoming an adult
And
seeing
so
your childhood
they
in a
found
new
me
light.
because of that
Have
and
conversations
asked
with
me
your
to
friends and
write
coworkers,
an article
turn off
about their
typing
game
effects,
that they
or
were
increase the
making, which
font
was
size
this
for
game,
an easier
Fishbowl.
reading
And so I
experience.
talked to them
Aloe
and
works as a
interviewed
junior
them, and it
video
was
editor for
awesome
a social
to be
media
able to
star.
talk with them
In
because
this
they were
arcade-style
so
matching game,
fun
you can use
to
both colours
interview and
icons to
ask
make sure
about
the
the
video clips
experience
reach the
and
correct track.
making
Slow
this
down the speed
game.
of the snippets
So
to suit your
I
play
did that.
style.
I
Since the game deals with
interviewed
difficult
them and
topics,
wrote a
it
whole
starts with a
piece
gentle
which they
content
featured
warning,
on their
linking to a
site
full
for the
content
game,
warning
which
on
was
our
fun.
website that includes spoilers. As you
And
slowly
I
piece
played the
together
demo
the
for
meaning
this
of your
game
dreams and
as
memories,
well,
you learn more
and it
about
was
the
a lot of
darkness in
fun.
Aloe's world.
I
The
definitely
visual
want to play the
settings
full
let you
game at
turn
some
off,
point, but it
screen
is
shake, and
just
sway
awesome
if
to
you
see
need
that
to.
they actually were
We
able
also
to
have
go
both
through
visual
and
and
make a
audio
full
cues for
game.
events throughout
Because I
the
know
game.
that's
In
difficult,
Fishbowl, there are no
but I'm
right
happy they
endings
were
and
able
no
to
grinding.
do
Do
it.
as much or as little as you're able to.
I need to get a better
Since we are a small
PC.
team of two, we weren't
Yeah.
able to implement everything we wanted.
Yeah.
Some of the things we
Oof.
couldn't get to were
Oof.
excluding the need for buttonholes during
Yeah,
the
I
unpacking puzzle
definitely,
and quick time events, and forcing some
I'll
timed
probably
input
need to get a new
during the quick
PC
time
as
events.
well.
Fishbowl is now
Sometime
available
soon.
on Steam and PlayStation 5.
Because I bought mine. This PC, I think.
Hello everyone, I am Sightless Combat, award-winning
wanna
multi-credited
say, like,
accessibility consultant consultant and gamer without sight, as well as accessible
So
gaming
it's
officer
been
for
some
RNIB,
years
that
already,
is
but
Royal
it's still
National
working
Institute of
really
Blind
well.
People,
I haven't
the
had many
UK-based sight loss
problems,
charity. And I'm
but I
honoured
know it's
to once
only a
again be
matter of
returning
time
to
with how
introduce
things
a game
are
at the Accessibility Summer
changing.
Showcase. Now, the game in question
How all
is one that
technology
I
just
had never
keeps
heard of
going
before
up
this
and up
event,
and up and
but
up.
was very
There's gonna
interested
come
when
a
I heard
time
the
where my
words
computer
fully
can't
blind
handle it
accessible
anymore.
as a potential thing that was being aimed for during development. Now, this game is very much under my radar, and it is very unusual. It is quirky, it is interesting, and I reckon it has a sporting chance of being the highlight of people's shows. And also, the people who are really interested in it might be making a big racket about it. Yes, both of those are puns. Yes, both of those are relevant. Why are they relevant? Because this game is the Tennis Academy. What is the Tennis Academy? In short, it is an anime-inspired, yes, tennis RPG.
I love sports RPGs. That's a genre that I think
really, really
needs
cool.
to have,
particularly given I saw mention of
even more added to it.
And
like every time I see a sports RPG, I'm like, let's go. But then again, I also have a special place in my heart for sports animes. One of my favorite animes is Ace of Diamonds. I love that anime so much.
Accessibility work looked into by the community and various developers, which is really cool to see as well.
It's just a good anime.
I am really interested to see how
I do love it when games that are sports games make like a whole RPG out of it and everything. I think it's fun.
I will let the trailer do the explaining because I don't think I could do this justice.
Fun fact, because I love bringing this up every time I can. But if you know what Prince of Tennis is, which is a tennis sports anime series.
The solo creator of
they
the
have
Tennis
like a
Academy,
bunch, like that series has a bunch of video games on like the DS and whatnot, and
sport of tennis.
The fun thing about those games is that in those games you can create your own like character and date like the different guys
and go on romantic
like
dates
all the
with your
different
doubles
characters
partner.
in the show, and it's an official
My
game.
goal is to make the game completely
It's an
blind
official
accessible,
game.
meaning a blind
I just
player
I
can play
can't
the
never
entire
get
game
over that.
without needing a
That they
sighted
were
player
like,
for
yeah,
help,
let's
and
make
have
our
just as much
official
fun
game.
playing as well.
We know what the
If I,
what
as
the
a
fans
solo
want. They
developer,
want to
can
be
do
able to
this,
date
then
their favorite
AAA
boys.
has
So
no excuse.
we'll
To
just make it a
accomplish this,
giant
I'm
dating
implementing a
sim.
swath of accessibility features I'd like to share with
And
you
I'm
all.
like, more series need to
first
do
feature
that.
for
More series need to
navigation is a
lock
virtual
in and let
cane.
you do that.
Researchers at Columbia University had promising results with this, and I think it could become standard practice in video games. Use the right stick to send out your cane, and the text-to-speech will tell you whatever it hits.
Street lamp, tree.
For quick and easy
Oh,
navigation,
that's
there's
cool,
also a nav
actually.
menu that can warp you to important NPCs and exits.
Gym, outside.
I'm also including audio descriptions for every environment.
That's actually really
In
cool.
any location, you can call Survey and ask her to
Also,
describe
I like
the
the art
location
style
in
for
vivid
this.
detail as if your DM was
This sort
describing a
of
place in a D&D
paper-esque
session.
Through the bigly tennis ball-shaped window. Your computer desk suggests someone who's chronically online.
By the way, did you know that there are blind tennis leagues in real life? Matches in the game will take inspiration from this, with sound-adapted tennis balls and the option to auto-run to the ball.
Oh,
If you want to support
that's
your local
cool.
queer indie game dev making a blind
I didn't know
accessible
that
game,
was a
you
thing.
can help me out by
I
hitting
kinda
the
wanna
wish
look it
list
up now
ball
to
on
see
Steam and
what
keeping up
that's
with
like.
updates there or on my Blue Sky. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, and then there's nothing. Oh! Oh, what?
Fist up, JMC.
What? What happened? Was that it? Was that the end? That was very abrupt. That can't be the end. That's wild. That was very abrupt. Because normally, even for this one, I've seen this one in like previous years, where they have like a sign off and everything. So the fact that it just ended like that is kind of wild. Why did it just end like that? It was just like, that's it. That's the final game. That is wild. I've never seen that happen before. Especially not for this one. As I said, like, this one is usually, like, really... And, like, all of it was really well made, but it's still kind of baffling that it's just like, whoop, that's it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go game a bit. Thanks before work. Thank you for the stream. See you again soon. Aw, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the stream. Especially since everyone else is currently unavailable until later today for the actual main event. So it was nice to have somebody to kind of bounce off ideas with. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, have fun gaming. See you later. Good luck with work. And thanks for joining and thanks for the follow. Thank you so much. Hope to see you later. But yeah. I'll be back to stream at around, like 5 EDT, I think, for the Summer Game Fest and stuff, so, yeah. Yep. See ya. Thank you, thank you. Have fun gaming. And I'll see you later. Thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out. But yeah, so I'll be back later, hopefully for some more, video games. But yeah, thanks for joining everybody. Thanks for joining The Real Hacker. Thank you, thank you. And I'll see y'all next time. Let's see if there's anybody I can raid. Oh, didn't mean to show that. Didn't mean to show that. Let's see if anyone is live for me to bug. Let us see. Oh, Dilzik is live. So let's raid Dilzik. And I'll see everyone later. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and thanks for joining, and I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.